Well, hello everyone. Thank you for visiting my channel. This is Joe here. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. Um, if you haven't, subscribed to my channel, please do so. Uh, any support or encouragement is greatly appreciated. Today is March 31st. Tomorrow's April Fool's, April 1st, and I don't think it's necessary to even celebrate April Fools anymore because it seems to me like as of at least the last 3 years, almost every day is an April Fools. Um, when you look at the mainstream news and how our countries in Canada and the United States are being led under the liberal um, ideologues and under the democratic, Biden regime. So, the title of this live, I just wanted to come up and, see all you and talk about what's the motive behind this indictment and Trump's indictment. Of course, is probably, as you have known already, part of the sequence um, of events that started in 2015 and 2016 after Trump was elected. And from day one, once he got elected, he's been attacked from all kinds of media, whether it be radio, television, Hollywood, corporate institutions. Um, and that continued with the impeachment, impeached twice, uh, and all were like fallacies from the Mueller report, Russian collusion, and Ukraine. Um, Basically, anything to tarnish, President Trump's image and the supporters, the MAGA supporters, which are at least 100 million people, not including people around the world that support this movement because it is a nationalistic movement based on not only human values but on sovereignty, independence, freedom, constitutional rights, and freedoms. So the concept is very clear as to, or the idea is very clear of why, what's going to happen. Like why is this indictment happening now? I believe the way that the system works is definitely trying to distract, the population from what's really going on. Okay, we had a mass shooting in Nashville, Tennessee. We have major failure from this injection that was pushed by force around the world on people. People had to jeopardize their work, had to jeopardize their income, and their schooling for taking an experimental injection and agreeing without any liability from the manufacturer. Now it's showing that this product has a lot of defects. There's a lot of side effects that are coming out, and people that were encouraged to take it are not really encouraged now to take the additional boosters at certain ages in certain countries. So we look at UK, for example. Um, so basically, why is indictment happening now? And first of for sure, there's always a reason to the madness. Um, the exposure of the reality behind the massacre in in Nashville, Tennessee, shows us that the ideology, the liberal ideologies, and what they're pushing is a culture of death, a culture of violence, and fascism, dictatorship, and death, violence, guns. So the Democrats are want to restrict your law-abiding citizens from having any guns, but yet when someone or member of a group, a protected group that they support, enters a Christian convent school, and kills three little children, 9 years old each, and three adults, including the head of that school, it's not an issue. It's not even mentioned. Barely Biden. He didn't even address the families yet. It's very disgraceful to see that this is happening in the United States, and this kind of president is residing in the White House. But why is indictment happening now? Is it to create a reaction? Is it to make people boiled up to the point where they need to resist? I think that's the case, and I think that's what they're trying to bank on. Uh, I believe it's important to stay calm, no matter what is going on around you. Staying calm, but reacting in a way to expose the evil, to expose and stop the evil within the society. It has to be from the homes, from the towns, the cities, reaching out to your political leaders, um, rallying, protesting. These all play an essential role to avoid any conflict or violence as a reaction to these events. It's very clear that the system is leading on to definitely a fall off from any sort of democracy. This is not democracy. This is not even a constitutional republic where there's all men are equal under the law. It's very clear that some people have special privileges and others are being treated very poorly, and there's a lot of discrimination going on and deleting cancel culture. But um, the idea is, why is this indictment happening now with the sequence of events? A lot of emotions are riled up. People are not sure what's going on exactly. Christians, religious people, regular working class Americans, uh, MAGA supporters, they're feeling that they're being thrown not only under the bus, but they're being actively persecuted in many shapes, ways, or form. Um, People from even both sides of the aisle that are believe in medical autonomy, they feel, especially after COVID, that their rights have been tarnished, their rights have been trampled upon, their medical informed consent has been practically vanished throughout that period of time, where people didn't were not given a choice to make a decision on what goes in their body. So there's a lot of double standard talk happening, a lot of double standard practices. That is, it seems to me that the society is rotting, is very weakened within itself. You have mass murderers, cartels crossing the southern border into the United States, and many are coming to Canada as well. So this is not just an American issue; it's also a Canadian issue. Um, what's the purpose here? What's the motive? The motive very clear. As I mentioned, they want emotions to be riled up and for a reactionary response. So, what's the idea? Let's say that does happen. Will the government, you know, rally the police or the army against its own people? And it's very preposterous to see what's going on exactly in the U.S. at the moment. Um, where sides are being taken, people are being categorized into different, just into different classes. It's almost like overnight, everyone that believed in freedom of rights and equality under the law, it's been diminished. It's been it's been converted to somewhat a pseudo communist regime, but in the end, the will of the people will always surpass all of these conflicts. The will, as long as the people have a will and they stand up for their rights, they speak the truth, They understand, that certain people in the government are not for their best interest. They're being, pawns, controlled by certain ideologies and elites, corporate elites, globalists. As long as people realize that, they will be able to make a proper discernment. But this has to be um, more pro. There has, in my opinion, I would say there has to be more vocal parents, vocal, hardworking Americans, conservatives. They need to speak out on a daily basis, which they are. But we need a stronger voice. We need to stop the lies, stop the cheating, stop the violence, and make sure that, above all, unity maintains within a country. Without unity, you're going to spiral into an abyss, and getting out of that is gonna usually takes decades. As I mentioned in a previous live, I'm from Lebanon, and we went through in 1975. We went through a bloody, very bloody civil war of 18 years, and we are still struggling with those effects from that war. Although there is, agreement between all various parties, the country is really divided into different political spectrum and beliefs, and it's very sensitive as well. So in the U.S., I can see very similar trends that happened during 1975 in Lebanon are happening in the United States. You see organizations like Antifa, BLM. Now you have a trans movement with AK-47s in terms of their logos, being put in people's face after a mass shooting on innocent Christian civilians and students in a Christian school. How do we react to that? What would the reaction be? Let's say that incident happened in a black neighborhood, and the person that committed the act or the massacre was a white conservative. What would have happened on the television? How can Democrats at this point, people that support Democrats or the vote Democrat, no matter what background you're from, but how can you not see that from your party and say, like, that's totally nepotism and disregarding the truth? They are using different tactics to shove or hide the reality, hide the truth of the massacre, and that the innocent Christian civilians, children, were killed in broad daylight at the hands of a mentally ill person who identifies as trans. And this is not the first time. There's other incidents that have happened as well. So the idea here is, or the concept is, double standards. It's creating a two-tiered class system within the United States. It's happening at all levels of government, whether it be the Department of Justice, education system, universities, medical. So how can we understand this? And where's the outrage? Where's the public outrage to see how the media uses psyops and different operations, Operation Mockingbird and MK Ultra, brainwashing techniques? Where's the outrage? We saw with George Floyd, how many that led to the BML riots and the burning down of cities, and we saw what happened in Seattle, and all of these uprisings within the cities and destruction over that incident of George Floyd. But what has happened here? We have 6 Christian individuals massacred in broad daylight, and there's not one condolence. The president didn't even condolence properly to the families. Didn't even address they made it seem like guns went in by themselves to shoot these people. So it's quite despairing, because it's very clear where this is going. It's a polarized situation. There's a lot of emotions, riled up emotions, People are angry. People are nervous and anxious with what's going on in the news, and the country is divided, very clearly divided, and the social fabric is disintegrating. Um, Other than that, I'm just want to come up here on a live. If you want to support my channel and you like what I have to say, you can always subscribe, like, and share my videos. Um, Also, I'm offering a wellness consultation. If you're struggling with your weight, or you're having some issues with your diet, not able to maintain a consistent healthy diet, we know that the food system is quite corrupted. That's my personal opinion of millions of people. The food system in general, it has a lot of chemicals that create addictive, makes you more addicted to them, and really gets your weight off balance and your metabolic system off balance. So, uh, you know, you can always reach out to me. I'll include a link in the description. We have a weight loss program called R3 Weight Loss Program. This is a 6-week program. There's no pills involved, or any like supplements. Purely from natural foods. There's a list of yes and of items and a list of no. It's a 6-week program where you start off with the first 2 weeks as a reset, metabolic reset, and then you start reintroducing certain foods that were off the list in the first 2 weeks, and then on the last 2 weeks you have go back to your real life norm. The idea is to train your body to adjust to better quality types of food, to make better food choices, and allow your body to adapt to that. The reason why we always end up going back, you'll be driving maybe back from your work, or you had a long day at the factory or at the barber shop, wherever, whatever your job is, and you come back and you're driving and you have you see the fast food restaurant, you see the KFCs, the Taco Bells, McDonald's, whatnot, and deep down inside, it's not making it, this is not really healthy for you. They're not really giving you energy. They're energy depriving foods. um, but there's something there as well that's calling you to go. It's an addictive, stimulus that's visual and also internal, because now your body's been adapted to that food. It's a response system. You feel delight when you have these foods because they have flavor enhancers. They have different proteins that enhance the taste receptors on your tongue, goes directly to your brain, creates a euphoric feeling. So you eat a lot of this food and you really enjoy it, but once it gets through your system, because of all the chemicals that have been added and the preservatives, you start feeling bloated, you gain weight, you feel fatigue. So with the R3 program, you're trying to break away from those bad, choices by breaking your addiction to fast food or processed food. And I don't want to discourage you, but there's a lot of things that you feel that may be healthy or even organic, excuse me, and they're not really healthy for you. So because you can have something labeled organic, but it could still not be healthy for you. Certain, with respect to the amount of sugar involved, maybe with the amount of additives, or even lacking natural proteins, healthier protein. Um, so really, with the R3, it's an amazing program. People have lost lots of weight, 45 pounds, 50 pounds. But for me, the reason why I do R3 is it helps to boost back my immune system. I feel healthier. I feel that I'm not sick as much personally, and I'm breaking free from any bad choices that I have in terms of food and diet, which it takes time with a lifestyle change. But the reason, so R3 is great for the resetting your metabolic system and allowing you to make the right choices of food, the best choices for your health and diet on the long term. And it really works. So if you want a free 20-minute consultation, you can reach out to me. I'll include the link there in the description. And I just wanted to come here again live, and I really appreciate your support. God bless you all. Have a wonderful evening. Take care.